Let's start with a number, 20. It's a number that tells a significant part of the story. The Dacia Duster, a solid family-sized crossover, enters the scene at an accessible price point, beginning at around £20,000. Dacia remains steadfast in its commitment to offering value without the frills. Now, onto the Duster's legacy. This marks the third generation of the Duster lineup, with its predecessors collectively boasting over 100,000 sales in the UK alone. What's remarkable is that the majority of these sales are to individual buyers, not corporate fleets, people actively choosing the Duster for themselves, drawn in by its appeal. Back in 2010, the first Duster was comparable in size to the Nissan Qashqai of its time. Yet, as is the norm in the automotive world, cars tend to grow with each iteration. Not so for the Duster. Dacia's decision to maintain its dimensions is commendable, especially with the imminent arrival of the Bigster, which will match today's Qashqai in size. While many Dusters will lead a conventional life as everyday crossovers, some will opt for the 4X4 variant, geared towards off-road adventures. And let me tell you, the 4X4 version proves its mettle, navigating rough terrain with aplomb, showcasing its adventurous spirit. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Let's go. Essential models of the Dacia Duster truly satisfy that title. They don't get a focal infotainment screen. All things considered, you get a mount for your telephone in the dashboard, from which you can run a tailor-made Dacia application or your own decision of sat-nav and media. The vehicle truly does, in any case, have a radio to connect your telephone. You have some control over this by means of the little screen in the instrument board and the buttons on the directing wheel. Most models accompany a 10.1-inch touchscreen, all things being equal, which is a lot more brilliant, slicker, and preferred investigating in any Dacia that has preceded this. It offers remote Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, as well as showing the switching camera, while top-spec models additionally get underlying SAT nav. The general style is somewhat cyberpunk meets logger. It's plainly intended for difficult work outside, with elastic floor mats, clean-off surfaces, and smart ideas like rough terrain explicit data accessible on the infotainment screen. But at the same time, it's very cool and precise, and utilizes fascinating surfaces and examples to conceal the way that the materials are a seriously lengthy way from extravagant. However, the guiding haggle selector feel elegant enough in the hand. Regions, for example, the entryway cards and armrests are made totally of hard, unflinching plastics. These will most likely face some genuine discipline, however they don't evoke an exceptionally superior feel, nor are they that ideal to contact. However, that will be normal given the vehicle's cost. That TCE 3-chamber, as gargly as could be, nevertheless feels like all that anyone could need for the Duster's somewhat lightweight development. It does, in any case, remain very boosty in its power conveyance, something other vehicle creators' 3-chamber motors have to a great extent figured out how to kill off. Your main transmission choice here is a 6-speed manual, yet you can have it with one or the other 2- or 4-wheel drive. The manual shift is a little knotty, and the holes between 1st/3/5th and 2nd/4th/6th that feel a smidge excessively near one another. However, the grasp is light and smooth. The Duster crossover, in the meantime, advantages and experiences the very extraordinary benefits and unusual disadvantages that different vehicles utilizing the equivalent powertrain has. For instance, we cruised all over 75 miles in the crossover model and left with a full tank of fuel. Regardless of a great deal of bumpy, twisty dirt roads and high-velocity motorway driving, the fuel meter hadn't moved by any means, and the vehicle's anticipated scope of around 560 miles hadn't changed much by the same token. It's smooth and calm at low paces, with the framework's plan to keep the motor off through town however much it can. Yet, kid, oh joy, might it at any point spread the word about itself when the motor comes on, with an uproarious, steady robot that appears to initiate indiscriminately, paying little heed to where your choke position is. It's additionally now your main choice for getting a programmed Duster. Estimating for the new Dacia Duster hasn't been concluded for the UK, however anticipate that it should show up with an extremely serious cost of under £20,000. Esteem is consistently a given while purchasing a Dacia, so anticipate that the Duster should undermine its principal rivals overwhelmingly. Finance bundles don't necessarily have the most good loan fees, yet the low rundown cost implies month-to-month costs are in many cases still far less expensive than equivalently measured SUVs. 4 trim levels will be advertised. Fundamental incorporates backstopping sensors, cooling and fixed rooftop sacks, however manages without a focal touchscreen or compound wheels. Articulation is the subsequent stage up and has 17-inch combinations, a 7.0-inch computerized dashboard, and 10.1-inch focus touchscreen with a switching camera and cell phone network. Over this, you can head down two distinct paths. The Supermodel is somewhat more tough and has launderable upholstery, elastic floor mats, environment control, Dacia's cunning secluded rooftop bars, and keyless section. The Excursion model additionally has environment control and keyless section, yet in addition has fog lights, 18-inch composite haggles redesigned sound framework. If you liked the video, you can subscribe to the channel and be informed about the next videos. See you in the next video.